Have you set yourself a big scary goal for triathlon or running or endurance, be it get stronger or have a specific race date in mind, and you're a little bit overwhelmed by all the huge amount of plans on Training Peaks and on the internet in general? This video is for you, because I, as Coach Steve, an award-winning coach from Ireland, and you, Ironman, you are Training Peaks certified, was going to talk you through how my plans on Training Peaks will work for you, help you achieve that goal. And at the end of the video, I'll actually show how you can actually get straight to the plan, because I've a lot of them. But a little caveat, this video is meant as an assistant as well. But not to replace you dropping us an email at info@smartenduranceSolutions.com. The email's in the links below, because if you are stuck and we want to get you up and running, so email us with any questions you have, because we want you up and running, swimming and cycling, as fast as possible and chasing that goal. Okay, so let's talk through how my plans are structured and how they will work for you. Okay, so as I said, all my plans are built and released in Training Peaks, which means they synchronize with Polar, Garmin, Apple, Yahoo, Sunto, and all those good things down there. It's calendar-based, industry-leading software that will tell you each day what you need to do in very simple structures. The sessions are built in structured workouts, so they upload to your Garmin, and once you've set your zones, it will tell you what intensity you need to run at, cycle at, or swim at. It really takes all the thinking out of it, and it makes you focusing on getting there, getting the session done. So how do we start off with that? As I said, we'll first need to start with what's your distance you are focusing on, or your preference this year. Is it an Ironman distance? Are you running a marathon? Are you looking at aquabike? Are you looking at shorter distance triathlons? We have the plan for you, but that's your starting point. Next up then is your level, because I offer 3 different levels: beginner, intermediate, and advanced. And the difference is in terms of training volume, training intensity, and the ramp rate, how quickly it builds up to a peak. So you need to find yourself on the right plan from the start. As a basic rule of thumb, if it's the first time at that distance, you're on a beginner level. If you've done that distance before and you want a PB, personal best, get a new time, then you're looking at an intermediate level. If you're a competitive athlete or looking for World Champions qualification or Boston qualification, you are looking at an advanced level plan. Just use that as a simple rule of thumb. Okay, and then I offer 2 different types of plans, as in people might be actually just wanting to build on or increase their strength in the off season. They don't have a specific race in mind. They're my base/maintenance plans. You'll see that in the title. Or the majority of people will have a race in mind and they want to get ready for it. And I offer plan duration from 8 weeks all the way up to 48 weeks, depending on the distance and depending on the level that you want to sign up at. The next up then, so you can also, as I said, you'll either choose a base or a full plan, depending on what your goal is. You need to choose how you're going to measure intensity. And if you have a power meter, a smart meter, want to work with Swift, you need a power-based plan, because that will determine the bike sessions. And if you don't have any of those and you just use standard heart rate monitor will do. That's a heart rate-based plan. Okay, the next item that you have, and I'll put myself down here, is I have a different subset of plans that are specifically targeted for what I call masters athletes, as in athletes who are over 50 years of age and therefore need a little bit more recovery and rest around the intense training we do. So if all the plans tend to have a 50 over a master's option, so just keep an eye out in that title. The final step in the process, you need to figure out how long or the duration of the plan is, and it's simply enough as, if it's a base plan, how long do you want to do your off season for? Is it 12 weeks, 14 weeks, yada yada. But if you're looking for a race-based plan, you should base this on how many weeks you have until that race date. So if, for example, if your plan is in October and that is 4 months away, you need a 16-week plan. And how that will work is, once you buy the plan and go through the process, Training Peaks will, when it's applying it to your calendar, it will ask for either start date or an end date. I 100% recommend using the end date, because people will buy a plan on a Tuesday, and if they start on a Tuesday, it means the weekend stuff gets misaligned, and you really only want to be doing your long bikes and long runs on the weekend. So You'll have a different option in start or end date from the drop-down menu. Select end date and put in the end date of your race. Little tweak here. If your race is actually on a Saturday, put in the end date of the following Sunday, because that means that all the Saturday, Sunday stuff aligns correctly. The plan does take into account that you actually race on a Saturday and there's a day that you take off. It's very cleverly designed that way. There you go. That's how you will, they're the different options. That's how you'll select the plan. And again, as I said, it'll be uploaded to your calendar. We'll sync with all those almost the sessions upload to your fitness wearable. It will tell you you need to run 8 kilometers at 160 beats per minute, whatever the intensity is based on your specific zones that you will test at the start of the plan. Okay, so just to recap on some key things I've mentioned there. All of my plans will have a fitness base, right? So even the base and the full plans, all of them sync with those fitness wearables, the Apple, Garmin, Sunto, etc. All of them are reusable. As in, you want to buy the plan, you'll have it in your catalog. If you want to use the exact same plan for the same race next year, you unapply and reapply for the different end date, and it populates standard. That's up to you. All of my plans have the ability to move sessions. Now, I caveat this because the way that Training Peaks software model works, to drag drop in the calendar on the desktop or move the dates via move the session by changing the date in the mobile app, you need to be a Training Peaks premium member. This is always the way. But to be clear, my plans work 100% with the free version. It just means you don't have that option. And a small element of work around that is all my plans come with a 30-day free premium subscription with Training Peaks. So if you know what you need to move around, you need to move a Monday and a Friday rest day or whatever it is, you can do that bulk upload there. And there's a 25% off the annual Training Peaks premium subscription to make it a little bit easier. Training Peaks premium is nice to have, but it does have some cool features like syncing with your Google Calendar. The drag drop stuff is one of the big things, email notifications. Try it out in the 30 days free and see whether it's worth your while or you can live without it. If you don't want it and you can live without it, the plan works well with free element. Okay, so how does it work in practice? I'm going to show you exactly now how we would actually use this information, and I've given you to actually use our clever training plan wizard. Okay, so second. Where is it gone? Okay. Okay, so here is my my website, smartenduranceSolutions.com. Oh, screen. Here's my website, smartenduranceSolutions.com, and we're going to talk through how you would select a plan. Select plan button. There we go. So up here, and as I said, as per we discussed, okay, so you are looking for example, as I said, I've loads of plans. I've even more than that now. You're looking for a 70.3 plan. Start here, 185. Oh man, that's a lot. Okay, but as I said, it's your first time doing it, so I'm going to do beginner level. Okay, so that's 60, still a lot. I know it's four months out, so that's a 16-week plan. Use this clever little slider thing to narrow down the search. Here you go. That is 5, but again, I'm my heart rate, or I don't have a power meter. I'm going to train with a heart rate meter. Okay, cool. There you go. Now, are you 50 or under 50? Let's say you're under 50, so therefore you click on that button there. It'll bring you into the plan, and you can get to see a little bit more detail. I typically give the breakdown of the average out of the range of hours, how the sessions work down, what's the recovery cycle, what you should be starting off with, what you should be comfortable starting off with. There's some sample sessions info down here. In this plan, there's 3 bikes a week, 3 runs a week, 2 swims, 2 days off. There you go. So those are an average. And if you think, yep, winner, that's a plan for me, you click buy now. Training Peaks takes you through that whole process, and it will sync to your Training Peaks calendar, sync to, and if you link it to your Google Calendar Outlook, it can do that as well. And there you have it. Okay, guys, so that's in a nutshell. As I said, this video is not meant to replace you having any questions. We'd love to hear questions. We'd love to get you set up on the right plan and get you hitting those goals. It helps us. It makes us feel warm and squishy inside. And we really hope that we can help you this season. Please reach out if you have any questions. info@smartenduranceSolutions.com. The link to the planning plan selectors down there. The link to the emails down there. Please let's talk. Please let you help you get the goal. Have a great week's training.